Yeah, hi everyone.
Hello, welcome.
Yeah. So may I start now?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So once again, hi to everyone. My name is Deep Sagar Verma. I am assistant professor in National Institute of Fashion Technology, India, and I'm almost on completion of my PhD on the metaverse, on the fashion metaverse, and I'm also going to release my first book on the fashion metaverse in coming 2 months. So that is just a brief introduction. I think I'm like the time is running out, so I'll just start with my presentation and I'll try to make it as crisp as possible. Yeah. So, anyways, thanks for this opportunity to talk in front of thought leaders and all the fashion enthusiasts. So, I'm just going to share my screen. Yeah. Yeah. So, is my screen visible to you?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So, okay. So, I'll just talk about a bit of the fashion metaverse and generative artificial intelligence and how it is going to disrupt the fashion industry. I think since we all are from like Web3 community and we have been discussing about the metaverse and Gen AI for so long, but just a brief introduction of that. So when we talk about the fashion metaverse, I guess it again starts with from very fiber to the post consumption, and obviously through the augmented and virtual reality. Okay, and then one fascinating thing which I find in the metaverse, especially in the fashion metaverse, is like styling of avatars. So and that is something which is going to be a game changer in the retail and fashion industry, and it is being supported by the non-fungible tokens in the virtual reality or in the metaverse. And one more interesting activity of the metaverse is basically interoperability. Like one can switch from one place to other place without any hindrance. Like suppose if I'm in one store in the metaverse and I wish to go to the other one, like the earlier speaker was talking about Decentraland. So suppose I'm in Decentraland and I'm in like one of the stores. So basically switching from one place to other place without any hindrance is again one of the key factors of the fashion metaverse. So that is something which if personally talking, I feel that avatar styling and interoperability are like two important factors which are going to disrupt this industry like anything. So what Gen I can do in fashion. So disclaimer, like the all the images which I am using here is basically generated by Midjourney AI, so no copyright issues. So yeah. Fashion, when we talk about fashion, so like fashion business, then merchandising and product management comes first. Like which product has to be in the store and what should be like, what should be the frequency, what should be the theme and color and trends and something like that. So I guess generative AI especially is going to benefit a lot, give benefits to the fashion industry a lot, because the images which you are able to see on the screen is basically generated by AI, Midjourney, and like it just a simple prompt, and you can get multiple types of product categories along with the design. How easy it has become. So that is the crux, that is the beauty of Gen I, and it is definitely going to give a different horizon of thoughts and thinking, especially to the designers and manufacturers. Like they can, so in this picture you can see that all the products are well coordinated with each other with in terms of theme, color, and probably trends also. So that is something which is amazing, which is and very easy to produce. So the imagination of a fashion designer can go beyond the limits, and that is what the generative AI is doing right now. If I talk about the fashion generative AI. Coming to the next topic, which is like marketing and consumer behavior. So we know that at present, we all are using technology, and we all are into like content creation and at least consumption or creation. So when we want to buy a product, we generally go for reviews. Like suppose I'm planning to buy something from an e-commerce or of fashion product, then I'll definitely go for like what is the review, what is like what sort of description is there. So is that, has it not become so easy to give a content? Like when you want to describe the product, it becomes so easy through the generative AI. And when we talk about like marketing tools and especially understanding the consumer behavior, again, generative AI can help because we will have the data of consumers even in like unstructured format, which can be structured by like putting into the AI tools and then make it structure and try to understand that what sort of products are being in demand by the consumers, what is like what are the different tools of marketing the brands can use. So I guess the generative AI is giving a very different scope for marketing and understanding consumer behavior in the fashion domain. Coming to the so this image I have generated like 7 months back when ChatGPT became so famous. So it's like I just gave the simple prompt of like fashion in the metaverse, and I got these images. So when I look over these images, what I feel like, it's kind of giving a mood board, like the colors, the contrast, the style, you know. So it is, so again, generative AI is going to facilitate in you know, experimenting with the colors, themes, trends, uh, and even so without actually practically producing any product, or without practically using it over a model, we can use it on a virtual avatar, or just or, just by generating the images, we can feel or we can find that okay, what type of products do we need for our brand. So I guess that the mood board or theme board or the design can be inspired from the generative AI, which has become so handy nowadays. Uh, I've already spoken about personalization of avatars. So again, these images are like when we wish to uh, personalize, like what should be the accessories, what should be the garment. So everything is has become so easy, so easy to produce, and we can use in our avatars. So suppose when we are navigating in the metaverse, the first thing what we need to create is an avatar. And the interesting part of the avatar is like how do we personalize ourselves. So again, personalization is very personal choice, and then you will have multiple options, or one has the multiple options of using different clothes, different accessories, different even skin tone or hairstyle, and even some of the avatars as like abstract avatars. So even those are very much there into the metaverse, and those could be more inspired, or even more avatars can be inspired by the generative AI, because generative AI has the power to uh, form or to create uh, numerous numbers of avatars, or numerous numbers of design. So basically the personalization factor in of the generative AI is something which I feel is very unique, especially when we talk about the fashion field, because fashion is all about innovation and the newness and the creativity. So once creativity is obviously gets enhanced because of the Gen I. Talking about the business, retailing business of fashion, like different, you know, the retail side of business is a big part of fashion, like what consumers perceive about the store, what consumers perceive about the product. So that is there. So these are again some of the images generated. I just give the command of like imaginative Nike stores of very Nike stores. So these are like some of the images which were thrown by the generative AI. So the store layout, which is again a problem of architecture, or a problem of, or the I may say like interiors and exteriors of the store layout, can be inspired by the images generated by the AI. Because there is no limitation of colors or design or something like that. So and again the store layouting, which is a part of visual merchandising, like how do we maximize or optimize the space of a place. So I guess the augmented reality, with in coordination with virtual reality and generative AI, can facilitate us to optimize the space being used by the retail companies or by the brands. Because when and how to put the products, or in this example mannequins, like how to put, where do we put, and what should be the like coordination of the color, or what should be the coordination of mannequins, and everything. Like in when we talk about store layout, it includes so many things, like including exteriors, interiors, layouts, then signages. So everything which is included in the visual merchandising is being taken care by the generative AI, and obviously in future the metaverse. So it becomes so easy for, you know sorry, it becomes so easy for consumers as well as the creators to get inspired by the artificial intelligence, and give something new to the potential or target customers. Obviously it is going to give a different dimensions to the fashion. So again, taking one more example of store layout, so you can find like there is these are again a footwear store. So how the layout of a footwear store is looking like, because it is generated by AI. So so again, like unlimited possibilities are there. Like you can always experiment until you being the business, you being the brand, get satisfied. Sorry. And and one of the most beautiful things which I feel in the metaverse, sorry, and generative AI, like it is advocating decentralization. Like giving, it is empowering every single person. Sorry, it is empowering every single person to to create, consume, share. And this is something which I feel is giving freedom to every single stakeholder of fashion. It's not like that brands have to worried because the slowly the power is going to the consumers. No, because in the present times when we are talking about the decentralized finance or the cryptocurrencies or even non-fungible tokens or the metaverse or generative AI, we all of us are actually working towards the decentralization. Recently Meta has launched a product, Threads. So so Threads promises a different story. It says that we are working towards Fediverse. So Fediverse is like the federation and the federation verse. So it is like next level of decentralization. So when decentralization is given in any of the domain, so obviously the power goes to every single person. Along with along with power, responsibility comes, and along with that the revenue generation and revenue sharing becomes more and more holistic, more optimized. I'll just give a small example which may be little different from this. uh, if I take an example of YouTube. So YouTube is empowering individual creators, to not only to put content on the portal, but also to earn by monetizing. And you won't believe that it is really a surprising element to see YouTubers becoming earning and getting recognized in the society. And that is why it is happening, because decentralization is there. So imagine a situation where fashion becomes decentralization, and when consumers give feedback to the brands, like I want this type of product, so obviously even brands will be able to produce that. So I guess that this particular factor also advocates decentralization, also advocates sustainability and ethical responsibilities. So when we talk about, like, when avatar is being created in the metaverse through the help of, or by the help of generative AI, and when I like my avatar and I am ordering that particular fashion product from a brand, actually I am, it is an example of decentralization. And then when the brand is giving it to me, like selling it to me, so what happens ethically, or when we talk about from the sustainable point of view, like they only need to produce that particular garment, they need not to produce lots and lots of products, and then ultimately the consumers will buy only some 30 or 40 or even 50%. And what happens, like ultimately they have to give discounts, and if not, then it completely goes waste. So again, that degrades the environment and ecological system and everything. So empowering every single person in any ecosystem, whether it is fashion or any other field, is decentralization. And I personally believe that decentralization is something, is the next big thing. And every ecosystem, including the finance or decentralized finance, or even the crypto market, and every single theory or single practice is working toward decentralization. And the metaverse is all about decentralization, and even generative AI is all about decentralization. No offense to any designer or any creator, but is it not good, like even any non-designer can create a design just by using AI? Although it may have different debate, it may have a different discussion, but yes, it becomes easier, no? Like I want to create a logo, so I need not to be a graphic designer, I can create logo. But yes, if I want to get it done professionally with all the basic elements of fashion, then obviously I have to go to professionals. But for like amateur user, it becomes very very easy for anyone, like to take the help of AI. So AI, metaverse, and all these terms, I guess, are working towards decentralization, and that is the future. So with that, I end my presentation. Thank you. So I just made it quick and short. So hope it was good.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your presentation. Can you tell us about some of the challenges you faced with generative AI so far, and how did you maybe overcome those challenges? Because there will be a lot of new people coming into the space. They're going to find blocks here and there, and they're going to have to navigate through that.
Okay. So one problem which I find in generative AI, especially in the fashion domain, like lack of consistency. So suppose if I generate one image now and I want to create the series of images, that will not happen, because every single time you give a command, it throws you different results. So consistency is the problem, one thing. And again, I think that generative AI is at very nascent stage right now. It may be optimized after certain point of time, because when there is more and more uses, then even the machine learns, right? So through the machine learning, they will be more optimized, and they will be probably giving more optimized results, and which will be useful for the consumers and the creators. So that is one of the problems which I find, like lack of consistency.
Mm-hmm. Lack of
Yeah.
consistency. And then I suppose in order to send instructions to a manufacturer, how would you go from the generative AI image to something that a manufacturer could actually create? We've seen some examples of bringing patterns, creating patterns, bring that into a print on demand tool, so that really helps the process. But if you want to do something maybe beyond a print on demand, maybe you've got, I don't know, a custom jacket or something along those lines. What do you think the steps would be?
I guess, see, generate the images generated by AI. will inspire or will give inspirations to the designer.
Mm-hmm.
uh, it becomes it becomes practically difficult to exactly make the product what is being generated by AI, because AI has no limitation. But yes, designers can get inspired, or at least they would come closer, like what the image has been generated. So
Mm-hmm.
like when we talk about theme or the mood board, or something like that, so even
Mm-hmm.
designers will be able to do that. And yes, if so I guess that is where the limitation of AI is also
Mm-hmm.
lie.
So it's inspiration, not instructions that you can then
Yes.
go, okay,
Yeah.
to a factory, please make this for me. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. Up
Thank
next,
you.
we've got James.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.